Hi everyone, and welcome to The Care Truth. I'm Marlena, here with Brianna.
Hello.
And we are going to be talking about how we can start seeing things clearer in senior living. So, Brianna, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I have been an optician for 16 years now. And like a lot of people in optical, I fell into it and fell in love and haven't left. There's something different every day. Everybody's visual needs are different. Everybody's wants are different. So just helping people do that keeps things fun and exciting and helping people.
Great. And so your specialty is seniors, right? So tell me a little bit about your business and how that helps seniors with their sight.
Definitely. So I have always just loved to meet people where they're at and hear them out and really talk about what they want out of eyewear, because I feel like it's very systematic right now, and you just kind of walk in, they push you through the system wherever you go, and then a lot of times people are just like, this is how it is. But I really love to listen and figure out what works for the person that I'm working with. Like, an amazing man I worked with years ago came in with his glasses from the VA, and he wanted me to bend the nose pieces in a little like keyhole shape. And I had never been asked to do that, but I love that he felt empowered to ask for what he wanted. So now I just hope to help other people feel empowered to do that.
I think that's a perfect example. And one of the things we really work for in The Care Truth is to talk about how we can keep things real. So we want to make sure we're respecting everyone's journey. We want people to feel empowered to make decisions that work for them, keep it authentic and lighthearted, right? Because getting old is not easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. What's your favorite part, would you say, about working with seniors?
Probably helping them feel empowered. I mean, there's a lot of things as we age, especially going into senior living communities, sometimes not by choice, that there's a lot of choice taken away. And when it comes to their eyewear, it shouldn't be difficult to be able to see, and helping them know we can find something that works for them in a way that works for their lifestyle and what they want to do, and also the persona that they want to project, right? Do they want to be fun and funky? Do they want it kind of to blend in? And this is a way for them to be a little bit stylish if they want to be, where maybe they don't get that choice in other aspects.
I love that. So tell me, why is proper eyewear so important when someone's going into an assisted living?
Yeah, so it's so important, especially, we talked about this, I really think as part of the kind of going into a community, all the intake paperwork and things like that, one of the things that should be included is a hard copy of the prescription. Because yes, we can read a prescription off of a pair of glasses, but it's a little bit subjective. So if we have a hard copy, then we know at least a base point of where they have been, especially if things change rapidly and then we're no longer able to do a subjective eye exam. At least we have that point where this has worked for them in the past, and also they're familiar with the prescription. I think that is really, really important to start there. And then it's important to have it for safety, independence, confidence, to be able to see the environment that they're in.
Absolutely. And I would imagine not having the right prescription or not having glasses at all makes you at a much higher risk for falls and for other things too, right? Tell me a little about that.
So that reminds me of an AARP article that was published recently in the last couple of years, I think. And this article explicitly told people to not wear progressive lenses. So the progressive lens is where there's distance at the top, or one prescription at the top, and then it flows to a reading prescription typically. And the reason they called this out is they said that it actually can be a trip hazard and it can be dangerous as we age. Yes, this can be true, but also when it comes to something that you've been used to for so long, if you change that, sometimes that can also be a trip hazard.
I would imagine.
Right. So it's really, again, making sure that we know who they are, what works for them, and it's not a one and done. Everybody's not the same.
Exactly. That whole person-centered care that everyone
Yeah.
likes to talk about, right? So I think that's fantastic. And so what tips would you give families if their loved one is starting to have, cognitive decline or starting to have real issues? What would you help them? What tips would you have for them?
So I think what's really important is, again, making sure that you have that most updated prescription to start with, and then keeping that as a reference as things might change. But when it comes to, I think, the shift in memory and mental decline, it would be making sure that they're able to do the things they love to do that brings them life.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that if they want to be able to watch TV, they have a prescription that does that. Mm-hmm. If they're no longer looking up close, then maybe we don't need something that's up close all the time. But then also remember, in order for there to be confidence and independence, we want them to be able to see to eat when it gets to a certain point. And when we diminish any of the five senses, we've done studies now, there's going to be an increase in mental decline. Mm-hmm. So especially something as, innate as eating, we don't want to make it more difficult.
Absolutely. I don't want to eat food that I don't know what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and makes coordinating your hand-eye, all of those things so much more challenging if you can't see what you're doing.
And I think a tough part around this is optical is a really secretive thing. A lot of people have a prescription, but they don't know what it means.
Yes.
And ask your optician. The opticians are the person who helps you with your eyewear after you see your optometrist or your ophthalmologist, and they would love to explain it to you. And we're the ones who kind of make it into the layman's terms, right? Like, what does this mean for you? And if we look at a prescription, and I just talked to somebody about her mom who was in memory care, and she had broken her glasses, and she's like, well, mom really wants to be able to watch TV. Like, that's what she really enjoys. She's kind of a loner. She stays in her room, but she loves to watch TV.
Yep.
Well, when I looked at the prescription, I was like, she's good. We don't have to worry about, even though she can't wear the glasses right now, she can watch TV. She can enjoy that. Maybe move it a smidge closer just so it's as clear as possible. But why we want to replace the glasses is so she doesn't have a problem eating, and she does enjoy looking through her Bible. So we don't want to keep her from those things that also she really enjoys.
Yeah, we want to keep that quality of life for as long as we can. Absolutely. And as people age, I would think, their eye changes and what they need changes. My dad was born with astigmatism, and when he was younger, he could barely see anything, and now he really doesn't need his glasses like he did when he was younger. So things change that way too.
They do. And so there are companies out there that do bring eye health checks into senior living, but there's very few at the moment. So I know I love being able to bring optician services in, and I'm hoping we can get more doctor services in as well.
Yes, because that's huge. That's huge. So if someone has only expired prescription, are you still able to order glasses with that?
So if they're able to do a subjective eye exam, so if they're able to answer the yes or no questions, we really want them to update the prescription so that they're getting the clearest vision possible. But when it comes to the point where they've been in memory care for many years, like the woman I was just saying that needs to be able to watch TV, she's been in memory care 8 years now. And if we were to take her out of the space to get an eye exam, it would definitely be more disruptive. So for her, it is best that we just duplicate the prescription that she's had in order to keep her comfortable and living life to her best.
And I'm assuming that's also similar for those that are mainly housebound, where getting out to an optometrist is next to impossible, or, transferring from the chair to the optometry chair isn't really viable. So there are lots of different things to think about when that comes into play.
Definitely. And there should be a lot of accessibility for wheelchair moving and moving the chairs and things in clinics when you can get there, but it's also super expensive, right? If we're thinking medical transport. So what is better, increasing their quality of life by duplicating a damaged pair of eyewear or not filling it? And it's an obvious answer.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me a little bit about what you do to make getting new glasses fun.
Yeah, so I can do a one-on-one where I just come in, somebody invites me to, just come to that one person, but I also work with communities and do frame parties and eyewear boutiques. Nice. Which is really fun. Yeah, so I get to go in, we make it more of an event because why not? It's fun.
Yes.
And I'll kind of put up a display and we try on a bunch of glasses, and I encourage everybody to come and to try them on. It doesn't matter if you're looking for something new, but you also get exposure to what if glasses were a little bit more fun, because I think a lot of people think of glasses as very much a utility item and they're stuck with them. So if I can help them just kind of, even if they're not getting new glasses, not think so critically about the glasses they have, and
very fair.
Yeah, and just have fun with it and know that it can be a style and a personality piece.
Perfect. So just for my own advice, what do you use or what do you recommend for cleaning eyeglasses so that they don't get scratched or more damaged by helping clean them?
I think the biggest thing that people miss is they don't use some sort of liquid. So a lot of people just use the little cloth, and then you're taking all the dust and grime that's been on there and rubbing it in. So
So when it's more smudgy, I wonder why.
Right. And I can even tell people, I'll look at glasses and I will be like, okay, when you clean in circles. And they're like, how did you know? And I'm like, well, that's your scratch pattern.
Perfect. So Windex is the best thing, or what should we be using?
So nothing harsh chemicals. So any of the sprays that you have, some are alcohol-based, which are okay for most frames, but anything that's non-alcohol based lens spray works really well because some frames are sensitive to alcohol and then they can crack. So that's a little risky.
Got it.
But honestly, Dawn dish soap works wonders, cuts the grease, just like it says.
There you go. Perfect.
So don't be afraid to use that, but rinse it really good and then dry with a cloth that you only use for your glasses so that it doesn't get dusty.
Love that.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned frame parties. So tell me a fun story of at a frame party.
Oh my gosh, so many fun things. Well, I just did one recently and it was more style focused. I have 3 lines that I work with that are almost modular and being customizable.
Nice.
So I had 2 of my iPads out and they were picking out frames. So we found one for each of the women that I was working with at the time, and we actually custom built them.
So cool.
Yeah, so one we did in a chartreuse, which is going to be
fancy.
really fun. I know, it's going to be a really fun, bright pair of glasses. And why not? Again.
Right.
So that one is coming in soon. And then the other one, it was one of the pre-made colors that I had, but we just needed to go a size smaller.
Oh, nice.
So when we ordered it, we just went a size smaller. So then everything fits really well and you don't have to worry about just picking one off the wall, right? So if I have the option to get you the best product possible, that's what I want to do.
I love that. And I think I read that you're able to engrave on glasses.
Yes. So I do this more for people in memory care, especially a bigger facility where maybe glasses will get set down and somebody else will pick them up.
Right? That never happens.
Never happens. Nope, they never go missing.
Nice. So is that something on the inside, the outside, or?
So we've been putting it on the outside, but it's a laser engraving. So it's not really distracting, but it's there when you need it.
I love that. Perfect. So if someone wanted to have a frame party or learn more about getting the best eyeglasses for their loved one, how can they get a hold of you?
So I'm on all the social medias, Framed Reverie Optical and Framed Reverie, and then my website, of course, there's a contact me. You can tell me a little bit about what's going on, and I'm happy to get back to you, and we can just talk about what's best for your loved one.
So appreciate you coming in and talking to us about how seniors can see things clearer, and all of her contact information will be down below. So thank you so much for tuning in to The Care Truth, and Brianna, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And we appreciate you. Please take a minute to like and follow us so that we can grow and share more information. Thanks again. Bye.
Bye.